I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Sharon Jones, for this story. Actually, Sharon and I go way back before I was even doing videos on YouTube. So, this came out from the ocregister.com out of California, January 26, 2021. So, we now got an x ray technician, the man that you see sitting with his wife in this picture, and he died after receiving the second dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Wow, this is really deep. So, healthcare worker dies after second dose of COVID vaccine. Investigations underway. And you know what their investigations always find? It wasn't a vaccine that killed them, it was something else. It's the same answer every time we see these incidents happen. Every single time. Tim Zook's last post on Facebook brimmed with optimism. Never so excited to get a shot before he wrote on, and that's what he wrote on January 5th. And this death was pretty quick after getting that second shot. So on January 5th, above a photo of a band aid on his arm and his COVID 19 vaccination card, I am fully vaccinated after receiving the second Pfizer dose. Zook 60 was an x ray technician at South Coast Global Medical Center in Santa Ana. A couple of hours later, he had an upset stomach and trouble breathing. By 3:30, it was so bad his colleagues at work walked him to the emergency room. Should I be worried? So he's texting his wife and they're texting back and forth. So she wrote, "Should I be worried?" His wife Rochelle texted when she got the news, and he texts back, "Absolutely not." Do you think this is a direct result of the vaccine? She typed. No, no, he replied. And then he said, "I'm not sure what, but don't worry. There's suspicion of COVID and a diagnosis of congested heart failure." Zook was put on oxygen. Then, just 4 hours later, a BPAP machine to help push air into his lungs. I mean, he got really bad. Multiple tests came back negative for COVID. Shortly after midnight on January 7th, the hospital called Zook. He was in a medically induced coma. This is right after getting that second shot. And on a ventilator to help him breathe. But his blood pressure soon dropped and he was transferred to UC Irvine Medical Center. On Friday, I get a call his kidneys are failing. He needs to be on dialysis. If not, he could die. But there's also a chance he might have a heart attack or stroke on dialysis because of his blood pressure. So his blood pressure had dropped real low, according to his wife, Rochelle. By 4 a.m. Saturday, January 9th, Zook had gone code blue twice and was snatched back from the brink of death. There was a third code blue in the afternoon. They said if he went cold blue a fourth time, he would have had brain damage from a fourth code blue and be in a vegetative state if he would have survived. Later that day, Tim Zook died. Tim Zook died. So, ladies and gentlemen, he got this shot on the 5th, and he was gone by the 9th. So they tested him for COVID. They said there was no COVID. "We are not blaming any pharmaceutical company," said Rochelle Zook, a resident of Orange. "My husband loved what he did. He worked in hospitals for 36 and a half years. He believed in vaccines. I'm sure he would have taken the vaccine again and wanted the public to take it. But when someone gets symptoms 2.5 hours after a vaccine, that's a reaction. What else could have happened? We would like the public to know what happened to Tim So he didn't die in vain. Severe reactions are rare. In reality, COVID is much more deadly than the reactions. Mm-mm-mm. A message is be safe, take the vaccine, but officials need to do more research. We need to know the cause. The vaccine needs to be safe, and as safe as possible. Every life matter. Well, this just don't look good. I'm sorry. Y'all can try to soften the blow of this all you want. It looks bad. And this would inspire people to run in the other direction and not to the vaccine. I know it would be for me. Zook had high blood pressure, but that had been under control with medication for years, she said. He was slightly overweight, but quite healthy. He had never been hospitalized. He'd get a cold and be over it in 2 days. The flu, and he'd be over that in 3 days. This is what his wife is claiming. His death has been reported to the National Vaccine Adverse Event reporting system, and that's ran by the Food and Drug Administration and the CDC. The Orange County coroner said the cause of death was inconclusive for now. They couldn't find nothing. So, in my opinion, it had to be the shot. Inconclusive. Further toxicology testing will take months. The family just want closure, Zook's cousin said. Inconclusive is not closure. The family want the pharmaceutical companies to do more research. If there's some sort of DNA that doesn't work with this vaccine, if episodes like this can be prevented, they need to do what they can to pin that down. Zook death comes on the hill of a Florida doctor who died on January 3rd, weeks after getting the first Pfizer shot, Gregory Michael. And I did a video on him. He was an obstetrician out of Miami. Okay. In California, Placer County officials said a man died shortly after receiving a COVID vaccine on January 21st. They did not identify the vaccine or the person, but said he had tested positive for COVID in late December, and the vaccine was not given by the Placer County Health Department. Facebook post says the man was 56 years old and living in a senior living facility. Oh, no, sorry. He was an aide at a senior living facility. That's what he did. And his death is also under investigation. The vaccine adverse event reporting system, which officials caution is a passive surveillance system and represents unverified reports of health events that occur after vaccination. It has gathered more than 130 reports of death after the vaccine administration thus far for 2021, a total of 1,330 adverse effects after they were given shots, and more than 23.5 million doses of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines have been administered. Experts caution the drawing of casual line between the vaccine and death is often very difficult to do. Millions of people are being vaccinated, and more than 13 million have gotten the Pfizer vaccine as of January 26, and more than 10.5 million received the Moderna vaccine. Some would die for any number of unrelated reasons as a matter of pure statistics. No, y'all don't want to admit that this damn shot is killing these people. And they keep dancing around and acting like we can't see through what they're doing. You are going to do what you need to do because you want to make money off of these vaccines. And these deaths are ruining things for you, because you want the public to come out in droves for these shots. And it's just not happening. That's why, well, let me just move on. Every year in the U.S., more than 2.8 million people die. That averages out to 7,800 deaths per day, according to the CDC. No prescription drug or biological product, such as a vaccine, is completely free from side effects. Vaccines protect many people from dangerous illness, but vaccines, like drugs, can cause side effects, and a small percentage of which may be serious, said the Department of Health and Human Services. About 85 to 90% of vaccine adverse events reports concern relatively minor events, such as fever, redness, swelling at the injection site. Remaining reports, less than 15%, describe serious events such as hospitalization, life-threatening illness, or death. The reports of serious events are of great concern and receive most careful scrutiny. Yeah, because y'all did not spend enough time testing this stuff. This is why it's imploding on you out in public. The Orange County coroner has opened a death investigation into Zook's death and will be conducting additional tests within its autopsy protocol. Spokeswoman Carrie Braun said, "It will use those findings along with autopsy findings to make a final determination into the cause and manner of death. If it's determined there may be a correlation to the vaccine, we will immediately notify the OC Medical Care, OC Healthcare Agency. The FDA said it takes all reports of adverse events related to the vaccine seriously, along with the CDC, is actively engaged in safety surveillance of the COVID-19 vaccines that are being administered under emergency use authorization." You know, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. They're just going to say he didn't die from that. He died from something else. We know what these pharmaceutical companies are going to do. They've been doing it through every single death. Not one death have they declared related to the vaccine. Not one. Every one is, oh no, it was something else. And it's just not flying. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.